Hey, how's it going, people? Now that the Game Award nominations have been revealed, I've put together a little list of games that feature there, but you may have missed. These are games that I've had a fantastic time with this year, but maybe haven't had that much attention in the public space. Hopefully you find something here that interests you. Unicorn Overlord is developed by Vanillaware and published by Atlas. This is a strategy game with a twist. Playing as a prince driven from your kingdom by a tyrant, you travel across the land hoping to build an army to counteract the threat. The combat is the main draw of this game, and it sees you organising battle units and placing them on the field of play. You can encounter 70 recruitable characters, so there is no shortage of options. Each character has a class and a fight style, and you can also assign certain special moves with conditions for use. i.e., if they have a strong attack against a flying unit, you would select this move with the condition that it only be used when a flying unit is present. Or, if they have a healing move, you can select this move with the condition that it should only be used if the unit is less than 25% health. It has a whole range of conditions, so you can really get into the weeds if that interests you. At the same time, if that feels overwhelming, you can completely ignore it, as the better moves, once unlocked, will automatically put the best condition for it to make it easier for the player. Aside from the combat, the voice acting and story are fantastic, and the art style is beautiful. Definitely add this one to your backlog. Sticking with the Atlas hype, the next game on this list is Metaphor Re Fantazio. From members of the Persona team, this new fantasy adventure certainly breathes inspiration from its predecessor. It still has the calendar-based system, meaning time management is key, but not as oppressive as Persona. I felt they gave more than enough time in this to achieve everything that you could want. It has a scintillating art style, even the menus are awesome, and the soundtrack is phenomenal. Turn-based combat has never looked or sounded so good. The story will absorb you with its messaging and themes and keep you wowed with all its twists and turns. The cast of side characters it introduces are some of the best in recent memory. You will feel deeply connected with them by the end of its approximately 80-hour runtime. There is a reason why this one has the big nomination for Game of the Year, so you should find out for yourself why that is. There is also a demo out for this that is around 10 hours of the start of the game, so definitely give it a try. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is criminally underplayed in my opinion. Most of the people I speak to don't even know that this game exists. Ubisoft released it right at the turn of the year, early in January, and it is one of the best games I have played this year. It is a Metroidvania with incredible combat and a gorgeous, stylized look. The main attraction here is the platforming. The challenge bar is high, and some of the optional content can get really tricky for those looking for difficulty. The powers you unlock make the platforming feel absolutely amazing. You can feel like a god at times with some of the things you'll be able to achieve. When you finally conquer that difficult segment using a variety of different powers, it just gives such an amazing rush. The level design is completely on point. There has also been DLC released for this game, which add challenge levels as well as some story content. If you're looking for that gaming high, this is the game for you. Balatro is a game that a lot of people would not have heard of before it got the big nod in the Game of the Year nomination. It is developed by Local Thunk, who is a single person. Balatro is incredibly addictive, and now that it also has a mobile release, it is more accessible than ever. It utilizes poker hands as its main scoring system, but the real star role here is the Joker cards. There are 150 different Joker cards in the game, and each offer a different outcome. Some will increase your multipliers, some will offer bonuses based on certain card suits or numbers, some will give you money, etc, etc. There are so many gameplay mechanics in action here, but it never gets complicated. They come together to cohesively give an incredibly satisfying loop that keeps you coming back for more. It's creative, it's simple, and most importantly, it's a fun time. Check this out wherever you want, as it's pretty much accessible anywhere. Neva from Nomada Studio is probably the most visually striking game I've played this year. A painted art style that just wows in every scene. It tells a heartfelt story of a woman, Albert, bound to a wolf cub, Neva, as they travel the world in attempts to cleanse it from a dark force. I took the messaging to parallel our current destruction of the environment, but I believe they leave that up to the player's interpretation. On the gameplay side, this is a platformer that introduces new mechanics every act to keep it fresh. both the combat and the platforming can prove challenging at times, which was a nice surprise. This game is only 4 hours long and it is so worth the experience. Definitely give it a try. Tales of Kenzera is a debut game from Surgent Studios. It is a Metroidvania with a very moving story. Like Prince of Persia on this list, the platforming is the star here and it feels so good to navigate through the levels. The game is really colourful and takes your breath away at points. The voice acting is really some of the best I've heard and the story is incredible. An emotional journey of a son who loses his father and makes a bargain with the god of death. This is based on studio head Abu Bakr Salim's own personal experience, so you know the grief is real here. The game also explores elements of the Bantu culture in Africa and it is always interesting to me to explore other cultures. A final shout out to the boss designs in this game as I thought they were really cool. This one should be on your backlogs for sure. Well, there you have it. I hope I have opened your eyes to trying out one of the 6 games on this list. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe and comment below on any games you feel are criminally underplayed this year. For everything casual gamer, keep it here and I hope to see you soon. Peace and love.